What it do? What it do? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. How's everybody? Hope you guys had a relaxing morning. Hope you guys all had a relaxing morning. Not much has happened so far. Only thing we've really done is tag this high, or these equal highs right here. So that's all I'm seeing. All I'm seeing pretty much. Not much going on. We talked about weekly candle expansions, right? Candle 2, candle 3. Now we're seeing that candle 4 continuation as well. And we've just tagged that high. And so you're seeing reaction there. You're seeing that reaction there. Pop out. But news-wise, not much. You know, we have PPI. Didn't really do much. You know, here's an 8 o'clock candle. Kind of pushed up, tagged that high on NASDAQ. Kind of just chilling. But you have some SMT at these lows here with YM, ES, right? And NQ. That's been the theme though. YM kind of been the weaker one on this run up. And then the only thing that really caught my eye was gold or silver. It's not silver. Oil to the downside. Where we talked about this daily imbalance right here. We've dug into, right? Candle 2 closure back inside the range here. And then I was pointing out these equal lows here yesterday. And then obviously you can take this low out. If you want to mark, you can mark 50% of that low as well. Sorry, 50% of that wick as well. Go peek in the hourly. You can see, right? We dug up into that, respected 50% of that imbalance. Went lower. We've kind of been chopping around at these lows. And we actually have taken that out, I believe. Yep, see right there. No, I didn't take that 15-minute setup. I thought about it, but I didn't want to long before PPI. Didn't really know what it was going to do. So I think you could see some continuation here on oil to the downside. Not just a tick below these lows, but kind of a run through right here. And then maybe these lows as well. But you're talking about this, for everyone wondering, he's talking about this 4-hour, 15-minute setup, right? And this 4-hour candle was a candle 2 closure, but it didn't tap into here, right? This imbalance. There's no POI, but on ES it did, right? ES it did tap into that imbalance by a tick, by one tick. So he's talking about this setup right here. Or she. I don't know if you're a guy or girl. Who said that? Louis. I'm assuming you mean like right here. We close above. I didn't sit down until like 8 o'clock anyways. 8:15. Yeah. If you got in like limit here or just in the open of the new candle. I would still be holding probably for 2R. It would have been close, right? Unless you got in at the on a limit, right? Then you would have gotten your 2R. Or stop at the body low, right? You probably would have gotten 2R as well. So, yeah, retesting that limit order here. But that's it for news today. There's really nothing else. I mean, kind of some orange folder, medium impact stuff later on in the week, but that's about it. I'm really watching this gold. Setup. Because we have a candle 2 closure here overnight. I'm watching gold off this 4-hour imbalance right here. And there's some highs up here. So, kind of watching that. 10 o'clock rolls around. That'll close. 15-minute. Problem is, I wanted it to sweep this low one more time. Because now it just looks like it's in a consolidation. There's no... Oh, there is SMT down at this low. Okay. So in that case, you could look, enter on the closure above here once 10 o'clock rolls around, right? And this 4-hour candle does close because you have SMT, right? So this, you'd be longing the strongest one out of these three. GBP made a lower low. Got a higher low. So this low should stay protected, right? So we'll monitor that. But 930 indices. It's kind of where I'll be focusing. We'll mark bullish gold. But yeah, if you notice like the weekly chart, displacement down, kind of this little, retracement back into this imbalance here. We could go for the weekly high one more time, which would be this high up here. Yeah, why I'm just kind of chopping in the around the open. So if we take a look at the profiles too, let me go back to this gold. Go back here, turn on the profiles for the daily profile, right? Asia, London, and we're in New York now. These are equal lows, but there's SMT at these lows. Right? That's all I'm really seeing. We're still in this bullish structure, so I'm also playing the candle 3 continuation here off candle 2 closure from yesterday, like we talked about. I did not expect this to keep running. I mean, maybe I did a little bit, just this kind of a slower grind. But remember, what's a characteristic of a day that expands, right? Small wicks. So we have a pretty small wick here. We could easily just kind of keep pushing up higher and leave these lows intact, right? Whereas a day that reverses, you know, large wicks. Small wicks on the expansion days, large wicks on those reversal days. So we've tapped into these highs. Just a little bit. Next swing high is this one right here. And that's February's high. You can see right here. February, March, April. So here's your next swing high. And after that, this is January's high. And then you have all-time highs. I'm always considering session high or low. Yeah, I'm looking at the sessions to kind of see how they formed. We have SMT here with ES and YM. But I'm not sitting here saying, oh, we've taken out one session high, so like I can't look for a trade now. I'm using the sessions mainly as to get a read on like the daily profile, like how the days formed so far. So I think the price is gonna hit January high. So up here. Yeah, if we're gonna go back to all-time highs, we're gonna have to hit here first. And then October high. So I think it's gonna do that today. It could. I mean, like, could very well do it. If you look at the range here, almost 700 handles. Range here, 700 handles would be this high. January, sorry, February high. Then you have January above that. There's definitely some juice still left in this day to get a nice move across the board, right? %. Yeah, we got 15 minutes till open. Yeah. I mean, that gap down and just run. Gap down to sweep liquidity, right? And this is looking so far like Monday low week, and we're just going to expand the rest of the week higher across the board. What these red boxes was. The red boxes were showing the average daily range for the past 5 days. So like right here. Usually if you're going to have some kind of fake move to trick everybody and then move in the true direction, you'll get it around the 33%. And then you'll get expansion to like towards the last 5 days average daily range high or low. No problem. Yeah, about like 15 minutes. Again, like honestly, you could take an entry off this hourly because oh, we haven't tapped into a POI yet, right? But on ES we did. ES we did tap into a POI. And we haven't closed above yet. But on NQ we have, which is the strongest. So it's just this right here. These highs. I mean, that's the only sketchy thing I don't like about it. Gold is likely to go for London highs. Yeah, like we were saying, wait for this candle 4 closure. Be expecting some kind of 15-minute entry. This candle 4 is going to close in like 40 minutes. You remove everything. You can already see like hit that POI. These equal highs, and then this high. And this would be previous week's high. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for 9:30 open. Yeah, probably the 4-hour closure if I'm looking to trade gold for a 15-minute entry, and if I'm looking to trade Nasdaq, maybe even like a 30-minute closure, around 9:30 or 10 o'clock to get in on a 3-minute entry, or a 1-hour closure at 10 o'clock. But usually, if I'm entering like before the open, it's usually going to be around like on a 15-minute, around like 8 o'clock. Or maybe even a little earlier. And I'll just hold through the open. But I didn't really see much that I wanted to get in on. The only thing that caught my eye was the SMT off this imbalance here. And hopping in on a 1 hour. But I didn't want to get in before 8:30. Because this candle closed above at 8 o'clock. New one opened. And I didn't want to hold through high impact news, right? We had PPI. Right. So I really didn't know if that was going to do much. But it's looking like the market's kind of done being in this chop. At least we're getting some direction, right? The problem is a lot of these moves were very news driven, so I feel like if the news dries up, it could go back into this mess. Yeah, FMC, CPI, NFP, or anytime Powell's speaking. uh, 40. Yeah, see, like couldn't close above here on ES yet. I think Q's been the strongest on this run up. Why I'm the weakest. So just kind of watching. Can maybe even get a 4-hour setup off YM here. That's kind of why I'm sitting here on the 15-minute watching. It looks like gold wants the London high too, right here. And then oil. Looks like it's ready to go lower a little bit. Put in a new low a day. I mean, the next target would be here, here, and finally here. Like off the rip, I see this. Open the external range high for this consolidation. Close below these down close or up close candles. On the hourly. I mean, honestly, this 5-minute looks pretty tradable. I'm not gonna lie. Rolls down 3, almost 4%. The 4-hour already expanded when it opened new 4-hour candle, which is candle 3. So valid to trade the candle 3. Yeah, I can still trade it. What's up, Tyler? Just waiting on the open. Yeah, like my focus today. Really just like the indices. One thing that's sketchy about this oil, God. One thing I don't like about the oil is we've tapped into these lows, right? And so you can get a new phase of price, which is kind of what we're seeing. Like we kind of consolidated, or been in this consolidation here. So like, prefer to see it start to drop than put in a new protected swing. So I don't want to sell at the bottom of the range and just have it come back, you know, to the other side. We got like 2 minutes till open, so let's watch. Yeah, there's some SMT down here. We just hit this high on the daily right here. So these equal highs kind of got taken out. I've been spanning for a while, but I don't want to fade the weekly candle direction or today. The if anything, let it come down at open to go higher. But if you think about like wick size for the daily candle, if we keep this small wick and just kind of just go higher, that's characteristic of an expansion candle, right? So we can get some one-sided expansion for sure. There's actually a tiny imbalance right here that we're hitting. Tiny, tiny for value gap right here. But it's 9:30. Let's see. Let's watch all three. Yeah, the open on Sunday, the gap down was really just like the liquidity sweep to go higher. Bro needs to find the caps lock key. Yeah, it feels like I'm being yelled at. When you type in all caps, it feels like I'm being yelled at. I would love like a 5-minute setup today. Or a setup in general. Last trade was like almost a month ago. I'm being honest. Was it the 17th of March? It's been a minute. And my trigger finger is itching. Yeah, a little dump it open on YM, a little pop on NQ and ES. Appreciate it, Gianni. Oil's little 5-minute gap here. This would be a candle 4, right? It's a nice rebound on YM. Let's see. Yeah, you do have this 15-minute, 4-hour. Like any 15-minute entry is valid because you have SMT at these lows, right? 4-hour candle 2 closure. It's like that's like 85 handles if it closed up here. I mean, this is going to be another candle 2 closure, right? Because remember I talked about there's a tiny imbalance right here. So this would be another valid candle 2 closure at 10 o'clock. We can look for a 5-minute entry to go higher. And I like that it's kind of overlapping with these down close candles here. So I kind of want to hunt a 5 minute on an NQ. I would take it even though we're taking weekly highs right now. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to fade the weekly candle expansion. Higher, higher, higher. We still have some juice left in the tank to expand. I mean, and this high right here is this high on ES. The VinQ's leading, right? The rest are going to follow. I mean, it's not showing a willingness that it wants to go lower. So, and it's a candle 3 continuation. This is candle 2 closure. Candle 3 continuation higher. Small wick on the daily chart. Supports expansion. There's oil dumping off that fair value gap. Even get a 3 minute entry off in here because when we close above at 10, or if we close above at 10 on this 30 minute here, there's gonna be a candle 3 closure, so you could look to trade candle 4 higher, right? Something like that. If we close, so we got some potential for upside if we close properly on the 3 minute or 5 minute. To gold long, nice. Yeah, we just took out those highs. Stream quality's low. Let me check. Check the settings on your player. I got it at 1440p, 60 FPS. Gotcha. And YM's pumping now. Try refreshing your browser and coming back. Because I have 1440p available on my end. See, we just hit this low now, right? On oil. There's one reason I didn't really like the short. Because it kind of looks like it's broadening the range, right? Maybe we could get a nice little long. Which I don't know if I would take, though, because it's against the daily bias, right? Let's watch gold. What else do you guys trade besides? This is all I look at: indices, gold, silver, oil. Sometimes overnight stuff on forex, but from top to bottom, this is like my priority, right? I like indices the best, then gold, and silver, and then oil. Oil's been kind of nice because of the uncertainty in the Middle East. It's been moving pretty nice. About to get a new 15-minute candle. Yeah, I don't like day trading it either. I like a like 1 hour swing. I want to take like this long so bad, but something like this on a 3 minute. But it just hasn't closed yet. A 30 minute. Bias is long on indices. What would be sick is if we kind of just consolidate here after sweeping the high and digging more into this high right here. And if I go for upside, I'm just gonna do like a fixed 2R. Be sick if we consolidate here after sweeping this high, right? Let the candle close, 30-minute candle close. Then sweep this low into this imbalance. Then close above the down close candles here, and then I'll go long, right? On the new 10 o'clock 30-minute candle. That would be sick. Because you also have a 5-minute imbalance here as well at this low. Yeah, because we're in a candle 3 continuation. Candle 2 closure, candle 3 continuation. Small wicks on the daily so far, supporting expansion. And when you're saying sweeping the high, you mean London high? Or are you talking about that daily high over here? I mean, yeah. You said the same about all these highs over here. You think it could keep going higher after sweeping these highs? And the weekly candle as well. Like we're in a candle 4 continuation right now on the weekly. Candle 2 closure, candle 3 expansion, candle 4 expansion. Here's the 4-hour. So why would I try and fade this until it gives me reason to on the higher time frames? Don't lose sight of where we're at on the higher time frames. Look at the monthly. Look at the monthly. Hitting this imbalance here. In 16 days, we'll probably have if it closed properly up here, a candle 3 closure, candle 4 continuation to all-time highs. If we don't get it in this month. Right? See, this is what I want it to do. I want it to kind of chill, sweep this low, so I can get in 10 minutes. And this low is also, like I said, a 5-minute imbalance right here. So then it becomes down to like, okay, do we get on a 5-minute or a 3-minute? Personally, I like to get in on the highest time frame possible. What else do you guys trade besides the stuff I look at? Indices, gold, silver, oil, a little bit of Forex futures. You guys trade anything else? Anyone in here trading corn? Lean hogs? I think it's like impossible to day trade those. Not impossible, but like there's no like lower time frame rule structure there. Yeah. I would agree. The daily highs seem more significant than these failure swings, right? Because this technically was a protected high. We had already swept this high over here, and we've just taken that out, which is great. A good sign though, because if we just swept these highs right here and then rolled over and left this, but the fact we're taking out this high resistance liquidity, right? A high that's already swept another is good. Is a good bullish sign. But I agree. Like we've kind of been on a tear, but I'm in no rush to step in front of that and try and call a top. Yeah, I think the broker I use, they got rid of the Bitcoin futures. Having recent SMT in your bias direction a requirement? No, but it helps. SMT is just a confluence tool. It's not. I don't use it as like an entry tool. I know that's not what you're asking, but SMT is just like another piece of the puzzle you can put together to like give you a better read on what is going on, right? See, we're consolidating now. Biggest day trade P&L wise, 23,000 in a single trade. I think that was this year, or maybe it was the end of last year. I think I was risking like 8K per trade. It was like a 3R. So around 23. See, I like this. Coming back into this imbalance. Need it to hold, obviously. I feel nothing. Nah, it was. I mean, I try not to look at the P&L on the chart. You know, just trade the plan. You don't start out risking like 8K per trade, 5K, 3K, 1K even. You start small with like a few $100, if that. And then it's just like working out in the gym. Like you don't go in and bench 225 in the gym your first day, right? You're gonna get crushed. You're not gonna be able to handle the weight. Same thing with trading size. Like if you go in and just try to risk 10K on your first trade ever, like you're probably gonna be sweating. Your palms are gonna get sweaty. Your heart rate's gonna increase. My heart rate still increases when I push the button, but I'm like aware of it, right? Like it doesn't go away. You just manage it better. Here's the hourly. We're digging into these equal highs now, right? We just hit these. OYM. Also, the biggest thing is like not losing money, like not taking dumb trades that lose you money, that undo the progress you've made. Like when it's slow, people get frustrated. They try and like force stuff. They undo the progress they made when the market was good. And it's this endless cycle of just like making mistakes, trying to force stuff in shitty conditions. You get good progress in the good months, and then you undo it again in the shitty conditions. Those dumb trades undo the good trades you've already taken. Come on down, sweep this low. But first, we want to see it close, right? Close nicely, then come down. Put in the wick for the new 30-minute candle while sweeping this low. That's what I'd like to see. And then also everything else hold across the indices. Yeah, like I took 3 trades in March. All winners, 5.7R on the month. So like being active, pushing the button doesn't mean you're being proactive. Sorry, productive. I know plenty of people who took tons of trades last month and into red. I took 3 trades last month into green. So it's like you got to know when to hit the gas, when to chill. And I feel like it's kind of getting a little bit better, and we can maybe start hitting the gas, right? But I'm not going to increase my size either until I kind of get back in that flow state. Because when you go from taking 3 trades last month and the market starts to get a little hot, you still feel like a little hesitant. Like, is the market really back? Or is it just like, you know, fucking with me? Or are we just popping because of news and it's going to chop again? See, I'm glad I didn't enter off this, obviously, because we didn't have a closure yet. But I'd be shitting my pants right now, thinking, oh my God, my stop's here and it wants that low before moving higher. Or maybe it wants to reverse on me now. Come on down. Let's watch the 5-minute on here. Hell, even a 15-minute entry would be sick. Put in a little fair value gap here on the 15-minute. Dip down into it, right? Because this low so far in the 15-minute is this. Let's see. I guess I'm putting it in now, actually. Like, I would like to see this. Right? Then we can get in on some 5-minute down close candles or even 3-minute. I mean, this looks pretty nice too for a long YM, but the problem is like this 1 hour closure that's about to form in a minute. There's no POI that it dipped into on the hourly. There's no POI right here. If it had taken this low, it would have been nice. Let's just watch anyways. I'm more interested in Q. ES is holding pretty strong though. Like I said, like you're gonna see that NQ kind of does its own thing, YM does its own thing, ES kind of just does something in the middle. So you're seeing a little sell off, a little pump, and ES just sideways. But it's 10 o'clock. I'm getting alerts. Bang, bang, bang. Alert. The setups are forming, right? Bullish candle 2, bullish candle 4, bullish candle 4 on the 15-minute. You see it paints it here. So now we want to see this candle 4, 4-hour candle, form a wick. For respect, 50% of this previous 4-hour candle, then move higher, right? So you could look for an entry if you close above here. But it needs to dip into this imbalance here first. Same thing with the hourly, right? It'd be nice if it kind of came down into this 5-minute imbalance. Or if there's some kind of SMT at an imbalance. But you're kind of seeing right here. Maybe we just send it. Because you have SMT at this imbalance on a 5-minute. But it's not like the same 5-minute candle. That's the thing. Like, Zach, you're so picky. It's like, yeah, that's how I'm up on the month. That's how we up. Because less is more. What's good? Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything on the higher time frames that's going to allow me to get in on YM. In 3 minute. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to see it. I want to see the continuation form. That's going to allow me to like not care about these targets being taken out. I want to see some kind of discount arrays, like a fair value gap or something, be respected to go higher, and that's going to give me like confidence to get go long, that we're going to get more expansion to the upside. Kind of like what you're seeing on YM, but I just don't like how the 1 hour, there's no POI for this closure. That's just like one of the check boxes that are missing in the setup. So like it's not an A+ setup in my eyes. Because there's no like imbalance in here on the 30 minute. There's no swing low being taken out. It's 10 o'clock. Look at that oil down. First target hit on oil. If anyone's in oil, let me know. Yeah, 15 minute. I prefer, like, even see that we're respecting this T spot. Honestly, if we left this low, I would look to enter on the 15 minute now. And 9 minutes closure above here, I would take that trade for sure. Stop below the low. And look to capture this new 4 hour expansion. Higher. So a T spot. It's like the G spot. It's the G spot, man. So look, this little green box is the T spot, right? What's this dotted line? Well, it aligns with the 50% of the previous candle, right? If we measure 50%, that's what this dotted line is. So you want to see the next candle respect 50% of the previous 4 hour candle and move higher, right? Because I use premium and discount differently than most people. When we're expanding, I don't want to see it retrace into a discount. I want to see it strong and stay in the upper half of the range, right? And so like I'm sitting here, I'm asking myself, well, as this is kind of forming, am I checking all the boxes? And like, if I saw this setup again in the future, would I take this trade? And I'm kind of leaning towards yes, right? Like I said, the only thing I don't like that people have pointed out is that we're not to say we're extended, but we're kind of at these highs, right? but it's a candle 3 continuation. Everything else is lining up. There's not really a daily profile, in my opinion. I guess you could say it was a London reversal because we have SMT at these lows, right? So this would have been your low of the day, like it is on ES, by a tick. So technically, I guess you could say it's a London reversal daily profile, and you're about to just see us expand. But we have 7 minutes. And your stop's going to be, if you get in right at the open, like 36 handles, which is like pretty small in this market. Let me lock in here. It just could be a bit of a grinder though, is the thing. This 15-minute trade. So I got to be willing to like sit in it for a minute. $30-minute. So slow. All right. Looking good. I'm going to log in. Sorry, I'm going to hide this real quick. Privacy. There we go. Yeah, amp live. See down here. Y'all mind if I trade real quick? I mean, the rest are kind of popping too, which is nice. Ryagaus? I'm not sure how to say your name. Appreciate it, man. Just need this closure above the opening price right here on NQ. My stop's going to go here. Depending on how far we are by the time we close. If we just close like right here, I'll just mark it in. If we close like up here, I'll probably set a limit. And if it just runs, if we close up here and just keeps running without me, then I'm just going to miss the trade, right? Yeah, like the margins right now, at least on their website, $1,000 per contract. So I'm chilling. So we swept this high now on YM. I want to see us close above. I'm looking to trade this now. Candle 4 hour candle to the upside. The only reason I think, the only thing that might like screw me over if I get in is that, like you guys have said, people pointed out, we're pretty like, I won't say extended. It's just we've taken out this PY that seems to matter more, right, than these failure swings right here all along the way. So we've hit this now. We just swept a new 4 hour high, right? This high right here. Is this where we reverse now and come back in the range? Or are we going to push past, slow grind it up? That's kind of what I'm thinking as I like sit here and prepare to enter. But I mean, the setup painted, so, and we have SMT at these lows. London reversal daily profile, which supports my bullish bias. So like, this is seeming like an A+ setup, right? Candle 3 continuation on the daily. Let's see what I can get. Got fixed 2R. Just gonna put it at 3 because I'm probably gonna have to mark it in. It's gonna be up here. I want to risk 5K. I can get 6. Okay. But if I want to get a market order, it's gonna be 4. See, now it's starting to push without me, which is kind of annoying. I'll set a limit. I'm gonna set a limit. I want it to come back and get me in. Yep. Risking 4,300. Let's see if I can get tagged in. And we'll move. Sorry, hold on. I gotta move this. What's 2R? 2R would be like right here. Cool. Let's see. If he'll tag me in or not. I feel like when price action's slow, that's when you can really get some nice higher time frame entries. But if it's just running quick, popping, that's when you really kind of have to wait for like, be very patient, or you can kind of get something on the lower time frames. Let's see, man. Maybe get the other indices to retrace here. Right? Because they've kind of pumped up a bit to get us in. Or it'll just run without me. But like, see how there's like no POI that this. Like you might say this is a swing low, it purged, right? Yeah, but it's still in this range, right? Like this, I wouldn't really count this low right here. There's a 3-minute low that mattered because you're still in this range, right? Trying to move this. Oh well. Josh talking about weekly volume imbalance. Here. What's up, Marco? Let's get a little retrace. I'm gonna let price come to my levels. About a 36 handle stop. Trying to capture 72. Let me pull up Twitter real quick. Make sure no bombs are dropping. What a crazy world. You gotta like check Twitter. Yeah, no news, no planned news either. Also, make sure you're like throughout the day, at least in the morning, a couple times, refresh Forex Factory because sometimes they won't announce like a Trump. Trump will just say, "Hey, we have a planned meeting now in an hour," and then they'll add it on there sometimes. So, but it's 10:20, 10 minutes until a new 30-minute candle. You can see my stops at a 30-minute imbalance high, right? Which is kind of sketchy. Right, I want to see it now come down and get me in. And this 15-minute, you can see protect, or this down close candle here is this series of 5-minute ones, right? Which is nice. And there's a tiny imbalance here, right? And here on a 5-minute. Make this smaller. Let's see if we can get in. Or just leave us in the dust. But YM's coming back down. You can see. ES is, or sorry, NQ is starting to just go up now. It's just so weird, like how it's like opposite day. This is my first trade after a month, yes. Or first attempt at a trade. 5-minute BISI for better RR. Where? Right here? Or here? The higher one or the lower one? Lower one, I guess I could, but sometimes you'll see it'll just hit the opening price of the order block and go higher. It won't even. It'll just leave this one as a breakaway gap, right? Yeah, it might not pull back. That's the thing right here. It's just if this swing low has tapped into this 5-minute imbalance and closed above, I would have just entered on a 5-minute, right? But it didn't. And there's no SMT there either at those lows. Right? You might be like, oh well, YM dipped into its imbalance. That's a 935 candle. YM still selling. I'm not in any rush to do anything though. Like this is still the same 15-minute candle that we're trying to get in on. We still have 6 minutes. And if we kind of just sit up here and kind of chop around 11 o'clock, then I'll just pull my order and reevaluate. But at least the idea was correct, right? Just didn't get the entry. But kind of see how like it forms the indicator paints like the -2, -2.5. We retrace down. Now it's going for the -4, -4.5. That's kind of where my target is for the fixed 2R. It's kind of cool, right? But if we hit my 2R like without tagging me in, I'll just pull my order off. And then maybe look for like a 30-minute, 3-minute setup. If we get one. Or something. I don't know. I'll reevaluate. But the time frame I see the setup on is what I'm going to enter on, and the time frame that I enter on is what I'm going to manage it on. Yeah, there's a tiny 15-minute imbalance here. Maybe this candle closes, wants to come and fill it in at the same time, maybe get me in. Who knows? But you're starting to see YM sell off pretty hard here, which is kind of sketching me out. Right? I might want to pull my order. Like, look at that. Look at the 30-minute. Which goes to show, like, that's why you want to long the strongest asset, right? But like, that's not looking very bullish off these highs. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little sketchy. But I think like on average, at least for these past couple months, my average winning trade is like an hour long, maybe an hour 15 on average. My average loser is about 15 minutes until it stops me out. Just to give you an idea of like the kind of trades I'm taking. But like 10:30, New 30-minute candle coming in. New 15-minute. Gold's not really giving an entry off this SMT. Oil spiked down into some of our targets, but starting to see a retrace now. Looks like it's just going to hit target without us, if I'm being honest. It's a slow grinder, too. YM. Kind of chilling out. Hit the opening price of these down close candles, right? It's not like not a very fun day, honestly. He said, "Damn, bro, I can barely sit in a trade 15 minutes." Yeah, it's just like I talk about trading with size. It's like going to the gym. Being able to sit in a trade and exercise patience is the same thing. Like the more you do it, the easier it gets. Just like going to the gym and training a muscle. Patience is a muscle. Honestly, though, at this point, like if I was tagged in and we were here, my stop would be break even on this trade, right? It'd be risk free because we're so close. Yeah, I'm about to pull my order. It looks like it just wants to run without me. Damn, bruh. I can always hop back in or place it again. But for now, like, I don't want to be sitting here and like something happened in the news and it just spikes or something. It's pretty far away from where I want to get in, so I can always put it back. Yeah, Josh. Josh has known me for a minute. Probably since like 23. Boy. If you guys are enjoying the stream, hit a like, drop a like. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I know we didn't really get tagged in on this trade, but the analysis so far today has been pretty on point with oil, slow grind up on indices still, that candle 3 continuation right here. Gold, even, still, you know, had SMT at these lows, the GBP. Just haven't really gotten an entry off this new 4-hour candle. So our target was what, 50? 25, 850? Maybe a little less. So 200 points plus right now. Nice. Yeah, price action is playing nice. But like if I had to just in market ordered in at the new open to the next candle, right? Stop here. My 2R would be like up here. 125 handles. Right? Which is fine. but I just don't know if I feel comfortable like holding it all the way. And the volume imbalance ends here when we just hit this black line here. We're at it right now. It aligns with these projections, right? And when I see price respect some projections here and then make its way towards these, it's like, damn, well, we respect it here. What's in this area on the higher time frames that we might respect it here and then get a new phase of price, right? So it showed proof that it you know, respecting these. Then we got the most amount of people ever had in a stream in here. 76? Like that? What was the high? 78? 79? Cool. We'll just call this volume balance fill. Volume balance fill. Yeah, hit that like. Hit that like. Perry says hit that like. And also if you can't talk this morning. If you subscribe, you'll get notifications too when I'm live. If you're new around these parts. Let's go back to like the side by side. Appreciate it, Josh. You want me to give away my GT4 RS? All right, guys, I'm giving away my GT4 RS. Whoever likes the stream gets entered to win. I want to do some giveaways for sure, though. Some funded accounts. Some other tools that I use. I mean, 30-minute candle. We just got to do 30 minutes, so. I mean, this looks pretty bearish on YM. The start of a reversal, right? Off these 1 hour highs here, what's on the daily for YM that maybe can give us some, yeah, like right here. This high? This high is 611. We didn't tag it, right, until today, right? Equal highs here and here. We just ran through that. Also kind of ran through these equal highs on the 4 hour, 1 hour. So YM's also been the weakest of all three. So let's watch this bearish, you know, setup that's painted on the chart here. So it looks like these want to continue higher without us, unfortunately. But let's see if this imbalance right here gets respected or not. That aligns with the T-spot, right? The bearish T-spot. Yeah, I've seen it twice. It's PPF wrapped in that blue color. Let's see. Let's watch this imbalance. I want to see how it reacts here. Hits that and rolls down and closes below. If anyone's looking to take shorts off these high time frame targets, then this would be probably your best option. But this isn't a protected swing until we hit an imbalance or sweep a high, right? So look, we're at these -4. Was it on the 15-minute? No. We're at the -4 now. We filled in that volume imbalance. What am I doing? What's crazy is like, look, the -4, -2.5. This is the 5-minute chart. It aligns with the 3-minute as well. All right, so we're hitting this imbalance here on YM. Do you guys like the side-by-side chart better? Or do you like it when I look at one asset? Or do you like a mix? Because I kind of been going between the two. Let me know. Side by side? Or the single? Or a mix of the two? Here we go, right? If we did reverse off these highs, think about it. Across the board, right? This would be Tuesday high week. And it'd be a bearish weekly profile, but obviously I don't see that happening with the weekly candles so far. Yeah. Like when I was thinking about taking that trade, and obviously I'm just gonna stare at in Q, right? But I have a second monitor where I'm looking at the same exact setup that you guys see right here on my other screen. This looks pretty bearish off these highs. Have I met T? Not in person. On FaceTime, yeah. So look, if you're looking to take a short on YM, it's like, do I want to take a short? Not really. Because you have this imbalance here. They could easily just hit, right? And then do something like this off these down close candles here. And it kind of goes against the bias, right? But the thing is, like we've been talking about, we're kind of extended at these higher time frame targets. So like I wouldn't blame you if you did. And you have SMT, right? When SMT is present, that's when reversals are likely to occur. It sounds like I'm talking myself into a short. And you also have, like I said, mentioned this low, right? Some failure swings along the way. I'd probably target this low. But you need that closure below here, which it just kind of popped up. That's kind of sketchy, right? If you're trying to short. I don't like that. Remember I talked about that 30-minute imbalance? We didn't tap into it yet. But that's kind of what I was saying it could do if we hit it. I'm kind of just hitting these down close candles right here. So, yeah, no short off that. Yes, he didn't close below, so I would not enter that. You also have this little imbalance right here that overlaps. Gold. Let's zoom out. Sometimes when I start the lower time frames, I kind of get a little lost. Minute. She a grinder. Like we still wouldn't even have our 2R on this. Right? If you did bodies, if you did wick, whatever. Let's say we did the bodies. 2R's up here. I'd be somewhat nervous being in this right now, but my stop would still be at the body. I wouldn't have gone break even yet. We got about 77 people in here. Nice. Yeah, kind of we had that little run in the morning and then kind of just chilling out after hitting those highs. Filling in the weekly volume imbalance on NQ. So you can see once we hit it, little speed bump at least so far. Aligning with the standard deviations. I really wish this 5-minute played out. If we had just come a little lower, been closed above, I would have gotten in, right? We probably could have gotten a 2R. Put it at the bodies. Let's say, just say here. Close to a 2R. Obviously, if you're using the bodies, you can get it easier. Right, that volume imbalance fill. Gotta be picky, man. You see, we wicked that opening price, swept the low, and now we're taking that high. So if you were bearish, you'd want to see it now close back below. Not close below. It can stay up there, but you want to see it form a new projected high and close below this series of down close candles. So do something like this. Right? If you're looking for shorts. And you want to see it not really close above 50% of this wick that's been marked out here, which happens to be overlapping with this imbalance. Yeah. So let's see how this 3-minute closes. Yeah, it's fine if it trades past 50%, but once it starts closing above, I kind of just anticipate that it's going to go for the high. Let's see. What's gold doing? That's looking kind of bearish. We're getting an idea. Or we sit here and wait. Actually, I'm not gonna do that yet. We'll wait and see how this 3-minute plays out. But like I said, you want to see it close back below here. Then the next couple candles. Otherwise, it's probably just gonna go for the high. But see how easy it is to, like, if this fails, right? See how easy it is to, like, pattern trade? I know we didn't get a setup here. But let's say it did close below. Barely. And wick down here. Or it didn't. And this setup fails, right? It's so easy to just sit on these lower time frames and pattern trade when really you're going against the higher time frame bias. You know? That's why I sit on these higher time frames. And then when they give me a reason to drop lower, that's when I'll drop lower to like the 5-minute or the 3-minute. Otherwise, you're just pattern trading this indicator and you're lacking the bias that you need to pair along with it. But at least today we attempted a trade, right? At least it gave us like a setup that was valid, that checked all the boxes in my eyes. And we placed an order. Didn't get filled. Is what it is. Probably for the better, honestly. Uh-oh. Is the quality down? Is the stream quality down? Or is it good? Okay, cool. Yeah, see, I think it kind of wants to go for this high now. So, we'll see. Got it. 1440. So, boring. Slow grind up. Anyone waiting for those retracements? Not going to get it. They already swept, knocked some people out. So, but I agree. It is kind of sketchy, like longing, longing something like this when we're like up here, for the morning, continuing trying to long it as we're hitting highs. All right. Well, while this chills out, you ever played this? Who's played Wordle before? Anybody? You get 6 chances to guess the word, right? I like to play this like every day. Hard mode. All right. My starting word. Easy. It's been a minute since I played this. Oh, hell no. Don't spoil it. I'm not looking at the chat. I'm minimizing the chat. Chat's closed. My brain power is at a all-time low right now because I've been watching the market. What are we doing? Hmm. E. All I got? I thought this was a day trading stream. Why are you on Wordle? Hmm. All right, let me focus. See, I want to do like wife, like wifey, but the E isn't there. So what about? There's no way it starts with E, like eggs or something. No. I think the E's in the middle. It's gonna be like this, or at the end. No. No, there's no way there's an X in there. No A. Bloom? Bloom? All right, these at the end, there's an L. ICT was in my stream like last year or last time I was streaming like 2 years ago. I mean, what do you want me to do, ICT? Trade this? It's already like 11. feel like it's gonna be. All right, we're gonna go to the tick chart. Oh wait, I don't have the tick chart. Never mind. Well, dude, even the 1 minute's ass. Maybe not here. Well, yeah, this 15-minute didn't hit a POI, so. Dude, ICT coded the Wordle. What are you talking about? ICT code made Wordle. You guys didn't know that? You would have one-shotted it every time. Do I regret my decision of supporting Trump? Not really. I'm also like grew up in the South, so like I have conservative values, right? All right, you guys are distracting me. Unless you're trying to give me a hint with some kind of Trump comment. Yeah, but I'm not gonna pay for the second chart if I don't even like trade it. Uh, let's go ahead and get this over with. I feel like it's gonna have. Is this a word? Ooh. No, the E's at the end. That's not a word. Giggle? No. It's not a word. That's not a word. No, the E's at the end. And there has to be an L in it. All right, so candle 4. I mean, shit, it's 11 o'clock. $11 o'clock. Let's peek over here real quick. All right. I do have the chat open. And you guys are saying guile, but there's no U. I already used the U. Right here, I'll put it up here. Oh shit, hold on. If you know the answer, don't say it. I'm also on hard mode, so I have to use the letters that are on here. It won't let me use a completely different word without these letters. Right, we're on hard mode. Lube. Like glue. No, there's no U. I feel like it has a C in it. Like buckle or something. Buckle. Oh well. This is looking like boring, so I don't know, guys. It's 11 o'clock. Not much going on. The daily candle. Yeah, we'll finish it. Hold on. I'm not allowed to leave until I solve it. All right. This looks like buns now, so we'll just focus on this. All right, I'm locking in. Hold on. I'm thinking it's got like XX. There's no way it starts with L. Like if it started with L, I don't think linen, but X I L or the only other, it has to have I in it, right? It has to have an I. Chile? Oh, oh my gosh, dude. All right, I told you I had a C. There's no I though. Cycle? Easy. That's tough. That's a hard one. Cycle. Who got that in 4? What Carson said. Give me a hint. Oh, I didn't even read that. Ever ride bikes or just walk for exercise? I get it now. All right, guys. I think we're going to call it here. Not much going on today with the stream. But if you enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe. You get notices when I go live. Wordle was fun. Maybe we'll start the day with that as like a routine. Get the brain moving. But I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Peace.